in his room. And guys, this is where everything took a turn. Because when the two were just in his bed, Joe got up, grabbed Thad, and threw him onto the bed again. Which is when he grabbed his right foot and twisted it completely backwards.
What the
Like, take a second to...
It's the one and only, and I'm back at it again with another video. Hey, you niggas pussies, talking on that net like a boss, but you a rookie. Smoking on some gas and you know smoking cookie. Take bands for a shot, that's much it costs to book me. Tell him take off his rings and try to hook me, but he ain't gonna try it cause he pussy. Like it's 2K, I'm trying to cook a nigga up. Bad little bitch, let me nut up on your butt.
Bad little bitch, let me nut up on your butt. Dick so far, she said, babe, it's in my gut. How fucking it?
Okay, gang, looks, gang. You see what it is? I'm not even gonna talk way too much, but look. Basically, bro, I was watching these creepy ass videos last night, late at night, folks. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm watching these shits, you feel me? And I thought that they would be interesting to watch and react onto the YouTubes, so that's what I'm doing. But it's on a Pacific channel. Like, it's like kind of like a cartoon, but it's based off real shit. Like what he's talking about, like actual real things that didn't happen type shit. So, shit, the nigga channel name is Boxhead, you feel me? The video caption right here, look, video right here. Look, that's the little thumbnail of his video. And it says, kidnappers who escaped death, my nigga. So, you feel me? Have you ever escaped death? I escaped death. Real niggas know. If you know about my shit, I'm not even being funny, but I am being funny, but I really have escaped death on numerous accounts of times. Niggas don't know, bro. I'm like a motherfucking, like a fucking, like Freddy Krueger or some shit, or Michael Myers or some shit, like a nigga that just can't die. So, you feel me? That being said, Maja has escaped death. So I kind of, like, I've never been kidnapped a day in life, but, you know, I've escaped death multiple times. You know, I hopped out that whoopty shit and jumped into the Bankins. Yeah. All right, we're going to just jump straight into the video.
All right, this first victim is one who was held captive for 18 years before she finally escaped. Yeah, let me tell you about the kidnapping of JC. June 10th, 1991, an 11-year-old JC was walking towards her school bus up the road when a gray Mercury Monarch pulled up next to her as she was walking. Oh, real quick before I forget, JC's stepfather was watching the old car drive towards his stepdaughter, you know, from the garage of their house. The little girl thought that the poor man and his wife needed help finding directions, so she started approaching the driver's side window when the man pulled out a stun gun and smacked her right in the face. As JC fell to the...
Nigga, what the fuck? What the fuck is a stun gun? Nigga pulled out a stun gun and slapped her in the face. That's some fucked up shit. He even fucked JC up. Oh my God.
ground, the man got out of his car, picked her up, and then threw her unconscious body in the back. And for anyone wondering, the two kidnappers in the car were Philip and Nancy Garrido.
Never, bro. Imagine getting kidnapped by this nigga. I'd kill myself, folks. Oh my God. Nigga, bro, listen, bro. This nigga and this bitch right here, oh my God. It's something about their eyes, bro. You could tell, like, bro, some people, bro, you could just look in their eyes and you can tell what they're all about. Like, you could look in the nigga eyes, bro. What you look in my eyes, what you think I'm about? Nah, I'm playing. But you can look into a nigga eyes, bro, and you can see these niggas are fucking crazy, bro. Off the simple fact, bro, you just hit this 10-year-old girl in the head with a stun gun. Like, nigga, what the fuck is a stun gun, bro? Never heard of that shit a day in life. The nigga hit her in the head with a stun gun.
As the stepdad tried running towards them, the man floored it down the block. When the stepfather ran back to the house, he grabbed his bicycle and tried chasing after the car that was speeding away. Yes, he tried to chase down...
More is merrier, and nobody...
Kind of stupid, don't you think? Well, the FBI thought so too, because they actually thought that it was such an irrational response that they had him take a lie detector test to prove that he didn't stage the kidnapping of the 11-year-old girl. Like, imagine that. You just watched your own stepdaughter get grabbed by someone else. And then you're the one being blamed for setting it up. Good gosh. Now you're probably wondering, where did the kidnappers go with JC? Well, they drove 3 hours back to their home in Antioch, California. Among the 50 million...
Nigga, no!
Done inside the...
Nigga, this shit happened in the Bay Area? This shit happened in Antioch, California, nigga? Bro, nigga, if y'all don't know, bro, Antioch is like not that far from Oakland, bro. Like literally like damn near like a 40-minute ride, bro. This Antioch, bro, Antioch is like right, bro. These niggas lived in Antioch, bro. When I was younger, bro, I used to live in Antioch like a little bit too. Like no cap, me, my mom, and my little brother, we used to live in Antioch for like a little under the probably like a month or so. Like you feel me? Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like that's crazy. Nah, that's crazy. But my cousin, he live over there. Bro, if I would have known this shit, this shit crazy.
Back of the car. The important part is that they covered her head with the blanket so that she couldn't see any of the surroundings. Philip then took the girl to a room in his backyard that had a bolted door on it. And sadly, you probably already know what happened here. Just remember, this girl is only 11 years old. Like, oh my God. I just want to say too that her kidnapping was such a big deal that the FBI, the entire police force, and California High Patrol, and hundreds of family and friends were desperately searching for her. I'm actually going to pop up some pictures so that you can actually see how big this really was. I mean, basically the whole nation knew about the situation and was looking for her. Anyways, JC spent the first year of her capture completely locked away in that fully bolted room in the backyard I was telling you about. Over the course of the first year, Philip would repeatedly, and she was so terrified that she didn't even think of escaping the room. Alright, it does get a little bit better because during the later years, JC was allowed to go outside in the backyard and even sometimes leave the house with her captors. I don't want to make it sound like the situation was good or even better by any means, but at least she was allowed to feel the grass again and see some other people. Quick side note here that I think you actually might find interesting. JC said that during this time, Philip would use super heavily and would even tell her that he was hearing voices coming from the wall. He even started a religious blog about a church he started. Yes, this man who captured this girl, did unspeakable things to her, has a church. Yeah, I don't know what that really tells you, but just keep that in mind. Over the course of the next 2 years, Philip kept coming in the room and doing the same ritual over and over again. Until in 1994, when JC was just 14 years old, she had a daughter. Yeah. Can you just take a second to imagine how horrifying that is? And oh guys, it didn't stop there. Because he wanted to try again with her. So in 1997, when she was just 17 years old, JC had her second daughter. Here's the most messed up part. Yes, as if somehow this gets more evil. Philip forced JC to tell her two daughters that her name was Alyssa, and that she was actually also a daughter of Philip and she was just their older sister. Like, what an odd thing to force someone to do. Now, before I tell you how JC escaped this man and his wife, let me first actually tell you what happened to the stepfather over the years that she was missing. Apparently, there was this theory that the stepfather has been, and when the girl threatened to tell her mother, he had her taken care of. Which sounds absolutely absurd, right? I mean, I don't even know who started this rumor. Well, this theory and many other speculations led to the divorce of JC's mother and the stepfather. This man seriously lost everything that day. Now let me tell you about August 25th, 2009. Philip and Nancy Garrido took JC and her two daughters to UC Berkeley to hold an event on campus for Philip's church, when one of the campus police discovered that Philip was a convicted offender. That matters because this dude showed up with two little girls on campus. The campus police then contacted his parole officer, who then tried to explain that the two little girls were his daughters. The campus police officer still found something suspicious about this guy, so they asked to have a meeting with them the next day to talk about the two little girls. On August 26th, Philip brought everyone to the parole office when the parole officer decided to separate Philip from the other woman, just so they could, interview the weirdo. The campus police actually started asking the two little girls questions in the other room. What were their names? Why weren't they in school? What grades were they in? And the girls would just mumble odd names, and they also said that they were homeschooled, but honestly, they were just answering everything weirdly. The campus police actually thought that their responses were rehearsed. Then, when talking to Garrido, he admitted that 33 years ago, he was convicted of kidnapping. Not only that, but he was also in trouble. But then now somehow, he has reformed and turned his whole life to God. On the way out of the station, the girls actually looked stiff and both seemed fearful of any reaction that would make their father angry. The campus police officer did not have a basis on which they could, make an arrest. But just a few days later, the two were actually arrested. After Philip Garrido's parole officer realized that the older woman was JC Dugard. And guys, it has been 18 years since JC has seen her stepfather. And her two daughters were now about 12 and 15 years old. And in 2011, Philip was sentenced to 431 years in prison. And his wife was sentenced to 36 years to life. JC, I just want to say, if you're actually listening to this video, you are one brave woman, man. But now let me tell you about a 13-year-old boy who escaped death by only a couple hours. No, I mean seriously, this little boy was trapped in a closet with all of his bones broken internally and still somehow managed to escape. Let me start from the beginning. It was July 29th, 1995. Thaddeus Phillip and his family were in the living room watching a TV show when Thad and his sister fell asleep on the couch, and his parents later walked up to their room to fall asleep. Just a few hours later, someone broke into the house and started carrying Thad down the hallway to the back exit of the home. Thad began to open his eyes and realized he was outside in the dark, standing in front of his neighbor's house. When the little boy looked over to the person that took him from his home, it was the 17-year-old boy, Joe Clark. Now, obviously, Joe was a familiar face because he was one of Thad's neighbors. Anyways, Joe looked at the boy and told him to get inside the house. Scared to be alone, the kid followed him inside the home. What was strange is when Thad entered the house, he noticed that no one was home and it was completely trashed. I mean, there was posters everywhere, toy cars, and even open snacks on the floor. Joe started talking to Thad about baseball cards and just making small talk, when he told Thad that he was getting ready to throw a party with some of Thad's friends, which is when Thad actually started to get really excited. Yeah, he wasn't suspicious at all that he was in this random ass house in the middle of night. But that's when Joe looked at Thad and asked him if he wanted to see his card collection upstairs in his room. And guys, this is where everything took a turn. Because when the two were just in his bed, Joe got up, grabbed Thad, and threw him onto the bed again. Which is when he grabbed his right foot and twisted it completely backwards.
What the fuck?
Take a second to think about how painful that actually is. And at that moment, Thad realized he needed to get home and escape this psycho. And also, there was no party. Somehow, he got away from Joe and ran down the stairs with his backwards foot. He got to the bottom of the stairs, then headed for the front door, running through the living room and then into the kitchen. As he is about to reach for the front door, he feels Joe's arms smothering his neck, putting him in a complete hold. He then dragged the kid into the living room, and Joe was infuriated that Thad even thought about escaping. So he started smacking his bones, breaking his femur and his hip bone. The pain was so much that Thad actually passed out.
What the fuck was niggas doing in 1995, nigga? He kidnapped this. Hold up. Let me fix my shit. Alright. This nigga kidnapped. I don't know how old he is. I kind of forgot. No cap. But this nigga's 17. I remember that. This 17-year-old boy kidnapped him. He broke into this house. Broke into the house. Kidnapped him. Threw him on the bed. Broke his foot. Nigga twisted his foot backwards. How the fuck you grab someone? Nigga, I didn't even know that was possible. How strong are you to twist a nigga foot just backwards like that? That don't even make sense to me. Then broke his bones with a fucking hammer, what it looks like. You feel me? And put him unconscious. How did he escape? That shit's kind of crazy. We gonna find out, though.
Hours later, Thad started to regain his consciousness when he realized that he was laying on the couch next to Joe. And get this, Joe wanted to be friends with him again. Yeah, like you didn't just shatter this kid's bones, you just want to be friends with him again? Like, what's going on in your brain? But anyways, like you would expect, Thad was absolutely terrified when he finally built up the courage to look at Joe and ask him why he would even do something like this to him. And listen, this kid's response will actually make your stomach turn. Joe looked at Thad and said, "Oh, it's nothing personal. I just like breaking bones."
What the
You
fuck?
like doing what now, little Jojo? Breaking bones? Anyways, let's fast forward a couple hours when Joe went upstairs to get some sleep. Thad was still laying on the couch, unable to really move, looking around the living room, trying to come up with some sort of strategy to escape this godforsaken house and get back home to his family. Thad tried to get off the couch when bang, he crashed right onto the floor, screaming out in excruciating pain, where he finally passed out again because of all the pain. In the morning, Joe found Thad on the floor of the living room, which is when Thad looked at him and asked if he could call his parents. And guys, guess what? He said sure. Like, what? He even went over and handed the kid the phone. As he dialed his parents' number, Thad gripped the phone tightly, hoping that the phone would start ringing, until he could hear Joe in the back start laughing at him. Why was Joe laughing? Because he cut the damn cord to the phone. Guys, it was the year 1995. Like, phones still had cords on it. But instead of crying in front of Joe, Thad actually started to laugh with Joe, trying to make it seem like it was a really, really funny joke. He was basically trying to make Joe feel like that, Thad wanted to be his friend. Smart kid, man. Anyways, for the next 2 hours, the two watched TV together, which is when out of nowhere, Joe got up from the couch with an angry look in his eyes, picked up Thad up from the couch, then dragged him upstairs into his bedroom, then twisted his left foot this time completely backwards, making both of his ankles broken. Thad knew if he did nothing that this kid was actually going to kill him. So with all the adrenaline pumping through his body, he fought his way off the bed and started attacking Joe. Joe pinned him down with the pillow over his head, which is when he then told the kid that if he ever fought back again, he would break his neck.
I just got hit with an ad, but that's something mania. I'm not gonna lie to you. Alright. I ain't got no more ad, but look. The nigga is literally just torturing the fuck out of this kid for no apparent reason, bro. Talking about he like breaking bones and shit. What type of weird shit is that? Like, what the fuck? Nigga, bro, even when he was just chilling with the nigga, he said, fuck it. Nigga said, fuck it. Let's attack this nigga. Like, what the fuck? It's like, there's no way of explaining it, bro. Like, he seen him, this nigga's his neighbor, break into the nigga house, kidnap him, beat the fuck out of him, break his bones and shit. He's chilling. He's still fucked up. Like, he's eternally probably fucking dying and some more shit. And, like, he's just beating the fuck out of him. Like, how is this kid even alive? I'd probably be dead. I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, I don't even like blood. So I seen blood. I passed out already. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't die. Nigga.
Then his back. Thad decided to stop fighting back because, what would you have done here? Now, here's where things get even more sick. As Thad was laying in the bed with both of his ankles broken, Joe got up and showed Thad his collection of leg braces and bandages. Then proceeded to explain how he loves fixing bones more than breaking them. Yeah, you heard me correctly. This guy breaks a kid's bones and then tries to fix it. In another, twisted world, maybe this kid was meant to be a doctor. I don't know. Anyways, the psycho put Thad in a leg brace and wrapped multiple socks around his feet, trying to fix the bones he broke. And guys, the rest of the day, Joe was breaking and fixing his bones. Until at the end of the day, Joe randomly told Thad that he was going out and just left the poor kid trapped in his bedroom all alone. Here's where Joe messed up though. After Joe walked out of the room, he went downstairs, which is when Thad heard Joe talking to someone. When he listened closer, he realized that Joe was calling someone over the phone. This meant that there was another phone in the house that didn't have its cords cut off. Wait, I forgot to mention that Joe actually knew how risky it was to leave Thad alone in the house. Because, he could just, escape somehow. So he went upstairs and kept shattering more of his bones until he felt like there was no way he would be able to escape. And at this point, Joe left the house. The brave kid then crawled out of the bed and dragged himself down the stairs. By the way, both of his legs were not working, so he was using his arms to move himself. When he tried to go down the stairs with his legs first, he passed out from the pain and came tumbling down the stairs. Side note here, Thad kept going in and out of consciousness because of, the pain. But after hours, he was able to get himself all the way to the kitchen, when suddenly the front door opened and there was Joe just standing right there with his girlfriend. Yeah, this kid has a girlfriend. But get this, Thad was behind the damn door at this point. So Joe didn't actually see him escape. After an hour or so, the girlfriend left, which is when Joe found Thad laying behind the damn door. Oh, good Lord, guys. Oh, God. As punishment, Joe started jumping on Thad's broken legs with his knees. Ouch, man, that's gotta hurt. Also, side note, it was the next morning at this point. Ladies and box heads, here's where the story gets even more crazy. Joe obviously had plans to kill Thad, so he confessed to him that he has broken the bones of a few boys before ending up killing them. Imagine that for a second. You are trapped in this house all alone without your family with this psycho, and he basically tells you that you're going to die. Anyways, at this point, Joe was expecting his girlfriend to come over to the house, so he wanted to get a quick bone break and fix session in. Get this, when his girlfriend arrived, he stuffed Thad into the bedroom closet. And guys, the 13-year-old has suffered so many bones that Thad started bleeding internally, which basically meant that in a couple of hours, he was going to be... Thad knew this and he tried to escape one last time. He looked around in the closet hoping to find something that could help him escape, when his hands got a hold of an electric guitar in the back of the closet. With everything he had left in him, he picked up the guitar and smashed it through the closet door. Then he crawled his way into the hallway again and threw himself down the stairs, which once again he passed out from all the pain, but this time he regained consciousness super fast and made his way onto the kitchen. And found the phone that, Joe was using earlier on the wall. So he tugged until the phone fell and hit him right in the face, which is when he picked it up and called 911 as quick as he could. The cops rushed over to the house when they found the kid laying on the floor, barely conscious, with the skin of his body basically turning purple, because of all the bruising. Yeah, and Joe was sentenced to 100 years in prison for causing great bodily harm to a child, child enticement, attempted first-degree intentional homicide, mayhem, and mental harm to a child. But if you want to hear about times millions of people were killed, click this video right here where I talk about the worst genocides in human history. Also, you stupid box head, don't forget to subscribe.
Never. So, bro, the nigga basically just he just beat the shit out of the nigga for days, bro. For hours. That's crazy. Nigga was beating him up, bro, fucking his bitch, bro. Not his bitch, but his bitch, bro. Like, that's some sick shit, bro. And, like, did the girl ever know, bro? Like, did she ever know? Like, realistically, bro, you gotta know something's wrong with this nigga, bro. Like, this bitch nigga had a girlfriend, bro. He was torturing a 13-year-old boy for no apparent reason, like literally no apparent reason, bro. Like, he went to the nigga house, kidnapped the nigga, and was like, yeah, I like breaking bones, so I'm gonna break your shit, and just broke that nigga bones. Nigga doing shurikens on that nigga legs. That's not funny, but like that's crazy though. Like, that nigga is actually bomity in the most top way ever. So like that's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. Like, I forgot what the other shit with the other little woo-wops, but damn. Imagine a nigga kidnap you, bro. Break your bones. Like, how the fuck was he not dead? For hours? He broke this nigga bones? He hammered that nigga's bones in, bro. For hours, he hammered his bones in, bro. Something crazy.
Money bag, money making hits. Money bag, money